just gonna position this guy a little bit behind.
Jimmy Cam.
How does this work? Oh, that's why. Okay, I'm gonna push him here. Okay, cool. Actually, just a little bit left there. All right, guys. How's the assignment 1 going? Have you guys started looking at it, or?
I've started and I've done the tutorials and stuff. It's intense. That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, well, one thing I do want to say about this first week is that they give you a lot less guiding than the other weeks we're going to be doing. That's because this first week is kind of their first time trying out their content. But every other week, there's going to be like pre-recorded videos that are like very focused. So it's going to be easier to follow. This week, they kind of let you guys roam around.
Yeah. I don't know.
Definitely thought it was fun. It was a little much at first, trying to figure out like all the different things you can do to an object, right? But I think we'll get the hang of it the more we use it.
Yeah.
Question I really had was, do you just want us to upload a version of one of those tutorials that we finished, or do you want us to start like a new project of our own and upload that to the Discord channel?
Yeah, great question. So for assignment 1, and let's take a look at assignment 1. I'll bring it up on my screen right here. You guys see the screen? Is the screen there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so for assignment 1, you guys just have to upload the project. So in order to get like full grading, in order to get like 100 on the assignment, you have to just upload one of the projects that follows the steps of the tutorial. But if you do multiple projects or you mod with the project, you'll get extra points for doing that.
Like if you went to the mod tools and changed it or something?
Yeah, like in the tutorial, there's like an extra section for modding that if you do some of those, then yeah.
That's what I did. I went and did. But I don't know how to export it.
Yeah, okay. So exporting it to WebGL or just Windows or just in general?
Let me do it to OpenGL. I already tried that.
And do you remember what happened? Like why it didn't let you do that?
I didn't really say. It just kind of like it was
All right.
a non-function.
Got it. So does anyone else have trouble? Because I can go over that real quick. Anyone else? If you had trouble with that, okay. I'm just going to go over it on my screen here then. All right, so let's just like walk through this in a bit. So first thing I'm going to do is go to Unity Hub. Give me emojis if you guys see what's going on behind me. All right, cool. Just want to make sure. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is go to Unity Hub. Obviously, we have our 2018.4 version installed. And as they said in the tutorial, and you guys probably already got this going, you want to go to the Learn tab, you want to go to Platformer, Micro Game, and you want to do Open Project. So let's do that. Might take a sec for this to load. We got a lot of things running. Let's see. I also have my other Unity project open. Probably not great. So while another thing I want to do here is open Unity Hub again, just so I could show you guys something for WebGL. All right, here we go. Cool. So while my project is opening, one of the things I want to mention is that when I first downloaded that project, I didn't have WebGL installed. So if you guys remember the step where you're supposed to switch platform, I couldn't actually switch platform to WebGL because I never installed the WebGL module. So the way that you install the WebGL module, if you have that where that switch platform button is grayed out, is by going to your version of Unity, which is 2018, clicking Add Modules, finding WebGL, clicking that checkbox, and then doing Done, and that will install the module.
That's cool.
Yeah, let me check this. I think people might. Is anyone having trouble getting in? Oh no, we just had someone turn in. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you with Unity Hub. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So basically, this week is almost like they're showing you all the intense rules of what you can do in Unity, and then the next week is going to be more specific to a specific task or something.
Yeah, so this week is more. This week's mostly just about setup, so how to do basic things, how to get the right Unity version installed, and doing like a few practice projects. Next week's where you guys are gonna start coding and actually doing like a small project. So it's less about setup and more about action.
Okay. Yeah.
And so yeah, if we have let's also I'm gonna enable the raise hand button. So let me do that here. I just want to make sure that if you have a question that you want me to address, press the raise hand button. If you feel like something urgent, then press raise hand button. If not, we'll just keep it as a conversation. So just in case anyone had something they really wanted to ask, press that button. If not, we can just keep it as a conversation. So yeah, that's basically what I want to show you with WebGL. If you're having a problem getting WebGL installed, you want to make sure you add that module to your Unity version.
Can I ask a more general question?
Yeah.
So I'm just struggling a little bit with understanding what I have to get done. So I went in and I registered and I did all that and I got into the course and I downloaded Unity and it was pretty glitchy and I had a lot of problems with it, but I eventually got it all installed. And then I went through the platformer. I started doing those tutorials on the side of the platformer. And then I got to the end of that and it said this whole thing about OpenGL and that and execute, and I did that and I created the executable. But then I don't know what to do next, because when I go into session 2, there doesn't seem to be anything to tell you to do, or session 3. I don't know what I'm supposed to do beyond that. Like I can't see any videos from the previous sessions. Like I can't figure out where to go from it.
Yeah. So good question. This I got asked by someone else as well. So as you guys know, they have live classes every weekday. So they had one today, they had one yesterday, Tuesday, Monday. And the Monday's recording is up, but the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday recording is not up. So that's why you don't see anything. It's because they haven't posted recordings, which is a shame. But hopefully those will be up soon.
Okay, so what should I do for now? Is there like
good.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I have that executable, but I don't know what step to take next. Like, I really need to wait for those videos, right, and then follow those, or is there another way to do it?
So I would say, and this is what I recommended. So you have the executable, which means you've done the assignment. Yeah. But if you want to get extra points, what I'd recommend. Oh, go ahead.
Can I clarify one more thing while we're in the middle of that?
Yeah. So
is that executable the thing that I have to give you? Like that web link, is that the executable you're talking about that I have to put in the drive folder?
So yeah, good question. So if it's the link, if it's a web link like you got WebGL to run, then just paste that link into the share project channel on Discord.
Okay.
And if you do that, then you'll get full credit for the assignment.
Okay. So,
but go ahead. Yeah.
I want full credit for the work I've done, but I can't get that GLE thing or the whatever that thing is, the
WebGL.
I can't get it to load.
Gotcha.
Whatever that thing is at the end of the session that we're supposed to get. Whatever Zeke was talking about before, you all froze, or I froze. So I had to go out and come back in. But I can't get it to complete.
So did you install, you have WebGL installed though, right?
I don't know what, you mean to share desktop? Is that what that means? That thing you sent us today? The WebGL, the shared desktop?
Not the shared, let me go, if you see, I just mentioned it before, but I think, you came back in, so you might have missed that little portion.
I did.
So what I was mentioning, you see the screen behind me, one of the things you have to do, and when I did this tutorial, I didn't have included and I had to add, was add the WebGL module to my Unity version. So let me see if I can show you. So you go to Unity Hub. So I have Unity Hub open. You go to installs here, and then you go to the version of Unity that we're using, so 2018.4.19F.
Okay,
Then you go press Add Modules.
okay,
So you want to click these three little dots, Add Modules. Find where WebGL is located, so it's WebGL build support. Click on that, press Done, and then it'll download that for you.
oh, and that'll let me upload that work I
Yeah.
did?
That will let you build your project with WebGL.
Does it have to be done before or after? Can it be done after?
You have
I mean,
to
I'm-
download. Oh, sorry, what?
I already did the project, but I just couldn't get it to upload. Is it okay if
Yeah, it can be done after. So
Okay.
all you have to do is just reopen your project after
Uh-huh.
you download WebGL, and it should be installed and allow you to switch platforms.
Great.
Okay. All right. And let me know. This session's recorded also, so if you guys want to look back, whatever we talked about, you'll be able to see that.
Okay.
Hey, Nicholas, I did get an email this afternoon from Unity saying it's all about webinar canceled. I got like 12 of them, and it said
I
all
did
9
too.
a.m. sessions were canceled. Did you know about that?
Yeah, so that's confusing a few people. So basically, they made a mistake where they sent out Zoom sessions for Saturdays and Sundays, but they don't have sessions on Saturdays and Sundays, so they're just canceling it, and that's just causing confusion.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but the weekday sessions are still good to go.
So I'm a little confused. What do we do in those other sessions after week 1? If I've already got my executable and I've completed the thing, are those just more things to mod and play around with, just to practice and learn more?
Yeah.
Is that what day 2 and day 3 were this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll answer that, and then I'll go to Jay because he's got his hand raised. So
Sorry.
So no, it's all good. It's all good. Last thing I want to say about that is that so week 1, all we have to turn in is that first executable. But if you want extra points, there's other things to do. Like they link a lot of other tutorials. So let me see if I can pull that up here. Yeah, so this is week 1, session 2. Let me go to another one. Yeah, so there's like a karting micro game. There's another game and tutorial you could follow.
It's like,
Now you can do those tutorials. Like you don't have to have the session recordings. They're easy enough where you can go through them without it.
Cool.
And you'll get extra points for doing so.
and then what? So then after I've done those, I can just recompile my game and basically send a new executable that has these updated parts to it?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. That's what I'll spend tomorrow doing. Playing
Yeah.
with those.
So does the game have to be changed from its original design to make it your own before giving it to you, or is it just
Wait, Zeke,
what
let
you
me.
did with the mod?
Jay's been raising his hand, so I just want to get to him in case he had a question. So I'll come back to you right after.
Okay.
Jay, did you have a question? His headset might be off.
Hey, all right, yeah. Kind of multitasking here. I got my Unity hub pulled up currently.
Huh.
So we were talking about WebGL, and I was still having that error. It turns out I just verified I do have it installed. I'm still getting the same error where I'm trying to save it, like save to my desktop, and it'll go, and it'll just pause before it's fully downloaded. So
And how long does it
looks
pause
like-
for?
it just freezes completely.
But how long does it do that for? Because that actually happens because it just takes a while.
Okay. I sat on it for about 20 minutes.
40 minutes, you said?
20.
Oh, 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how you would figure out whether that's an actual issue. So, and this is really useful for dealing with Unity. So, let me go to like a default layout, just so you guys can see it from what you usually see. So there's a console window here. All right, so it's like right next to your project window. There's a console window, and this will basically show you all the errors that Unity is giving you. So if there is a problem with your build, it's going to show an error here, but you want to make sure you let it build completely. Or if it's taking like say 30, 40 minutes, cancel the build and then check your console window to see if they threw any errors.
I think I saw like IL2 CPP or Windows Builder support error when I was looking at that. Is that something else I might have to download under that same, like where you found the WebGL download?
Gotcha. And was it a red error? A red error, like a red marking?
Yes.
Got you. And just to confirm, when you go to file, because this is someone else had trouble with this, go to file build settings, you're clicking on PC, Mac, and Linux and standalone. You're not clicking on universal Windows support, right?
Okay. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong then.
Yeah, make sure you click on PC, Macs, and Linux and like this one here, the first one, not universal Windows platform. But check it. It could not be that.
Okay. I'll double check that in a sec.
Yeah. Let's keep using the raise hand cue just in case you have like something you don't want to like just talk. If we want to kind of get in a queue. If not, we'll just keep it a general discussion just as we talked about. Yeah, so console is like a really good place to figure out errors. Deke, what were you saying?
I was saying to the project that we upload to you, does the key need to be changed in any way, like from its original design to make it your own, in order to give it to you, or do you only just mod the game or do the tutorials with that and get points for that?
So just to clarify that, if you follow the tutorials, obviously you get full credit. And then if you want extra credit, do the mods that they recommend as like extra steps through the tutorial. Like, let's see if I think I have it open actually. Here we go. Get started. Let's click on modding tutorial. Yeah, so they're probably gonna give us a list of mods we could try. Let's see. My computer's like a bit slow. Where's YouTube? Yeah, so let's see, optimizing performance, getting started with addressables. Well, they just take us to this page here. Not sure if that's going to help us find. Yeah, that's actually a good question. Like when I clicked on that link, for some reason it's taking me to that page instead of like a clear mod link. Let's see.
I just, if you go to the course and then click the, in the 4, I think it's like, go to the 4th step, you can click.
Oh, here we go.
Game mod. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, cool. Extra credit.
Yeah, okay, awesome.
So, if we did this, then we would get credit for just doing
There we go, yeah.
that. We don't change the platform anytime.
Yes, I would recommend just doing the mods instead of trying to branch off and do your own thing.
Okay, that's what I need. Thank you.
Yeah.
I had the
Just to
weirdest
get
error
started.
today.
Huh?
I had the weirdest error today. The one thing I wasn't able to do is modify my character's color. Because the moment I opened up that, it's called the inspector, is that correct?
Yep.
And then I went down to the color, and the moment my mouse touches that, it locked up my entire computer. Like to the point it was like Control-Alt-Delete. And I did it. It was a repeating error. It's whenever I touched that blue bar that is now up right there, it would lock up my entire computer. But nothing else did, just that. Whenever I touched the color bar, because it said, click on the color bar in Rasmus or whatever it is. The moment I did that, it locked up the whole system. And it was a repeatable thing, like it would do it every time. I had to actually restart my whole computer.
That is
It was weird. Yeah, it was totally weird.
But
Yeah,
you
so it
weren't
wouldn't
the
bring
only
it
one
back,
that had
right?
that.
There we go.
I couldn't.
Oh, wait,
just
someone
delete
else?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying you weren't the only one. My computer locked up 3 times doing that until it finally did it correctly.
Yeah. I locked up
Exact
twice and then
same
gave
spot
up.
on that color. Because what was happening is that little color template was just freezing everything
Yeah.
on the computer. And then the 4th time I got it to work, it actually popped up on my second screen, and that's when I was able to drag it back. But I'm running 2 screens, and I don't know if that was causing
I
an issue
wonder-
or what, but it should not.
I have a third screen that's in another room. I wonder if it popped up on that.
But yeah,
It's possible.
it just froze completely. And you're right, you had to just shut down the computer and restart it.
Yeah.
Indeed.
They're all glitches. We'll figure them out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, let's see what happens in the next project if that's a continual
Yeah.
issue.
I'm just happy.
If it is, I'll just
somebody else
troubleshoot it.
Yeah, that's the best feeling. When it's
had it.
not just
exactly.
Yeah. It means that if we Google it, there's probably a solution already.
you.
What's the
Like
one
what?
thing Google can't do?
What's that?
No, I'm asking you.
What's the one thing
Thing that
Google can't do?
can't do.
Yeah. Can't sing a song. Not originally.
Oh, Steve, did you have a question? You had your hand raised, or was that just about color thing?
No, I actually had a question.
Yeah.
You mentioned in your thing that you wanted to drop the URL into the share projects spot on the Discord chat.
Yes.
Okay, there's just a lot of comments in that one, so I wasn't quite sure if that's where you wanted it or not.
Yeah, yeah. In the share projects, that's just so everyone can kind of see what everyone else is doing. I think it's cool.
Okay.
Let's see. And no problem. Yeah. And someone asked about like what are we doing next. So I just want to clarify that. Let's see if I can go back to the. So as you guys know, like there used to be a course called Create with Code. This is what the course we're doing now is based off of. So like anytime you say you don't find like a pre-recorded lecture or video, you can always use this course as a reference since it was meant to be taken without like any sort of teaching. So this is what you want. If you want to look ahead about what this course is going to cover, you want to look at this course. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I found that actually.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Did anyone watch the video? Question: did anyone watch the video in that first one under Unit 1 player control? I mean, Gain Started. The Gain Started video.
The 1 hour video, yeah, I watched it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 1 hour thing.
Yep, I did.
Was everybody able to successfully see all of it? Because when I was watching it, what was fascinating, they did it in Zoom, and Peter, I think his name was Peter's screen would not display after
Yeah.
timestamp 14, but whatever her name, Rez or whatever her name was, her screen displayed perfectly.
Yeah.
And we've been using Zoom at school, and I was trying to figure out what was actually happening to those guys. And then Peters would pop in every so often and then pop out, but you couldn't see what he was doing half the time.
Yeah, that
That
was,
was
I
a-
think, sorry, go ahead.
That was a glitch they explained in the stream
Yeah.
in Zoom that they were doing. And apparently, I guess, they can't have themselves recorded on in the top screen and then share the screen because it causes some issue or something. And I noticed it was black, and they noticed that too, and they addressed it the second day. So that's
Okay.
why
Yeah, I
they
haven't
don't
watched the
have
second
their
day yet.
the second day and the rest on. You can see everything he's doing.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
So,
Wait, but Zeke, you say because the second day recording isn't up, so you're saying when you went to the live class, that's what happened? Okay, got you.
yes, I've been going to the live classes, which is a little intense to do every day. But I also don't want to miss those so that I don't get boggled down to classes to go do either.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, there are great resources. Just see, you don't have to go to the like every day. I realize that's like quite a big commitment, but they're really just there to help you because it's such a good resource.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm actually finding it easier if I go to like the mods and doing the tutorials from the mods and doing it from there than I am actually doing it from the live class, which is weird.
Really?
And the one trigger I could not get to work is the celebration.
Huh? What was going on with that?
I don't know. I mean, I followed the steps, created a new sprite, put the trigger, simple trigger, player, rig body. I mean, I put like step by step the tutorial, but the trigger would not play for some odd reason.
Yeah, so what didn't you like about the virtual classes compared to like doing it by yourself?
Part of the virtual classes seems, at least the way the teaching style, seems to be geared towards people who are more into programming a little bit, like they're a little more fast paced. Whereas somebody where somebody else like me, I have no experience and I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to follow along doing this and it's giving me a headache trying to do that. Whereas I am following another tutorial, a Blender tutorial 2.79 that was made in 2014, which is a much slower paced but more explained, I think.
Right.
More. So that's kind of made me question on whether I should continue or not.
Yeah, no, I get that. I learned, I think like I like the videos because what I usually do is I watch the videos first and then I'll actually follow along or do whatever they want with the videos, but trying to do both at the same time is difficult.
Maybe I'm just doing it, maybe I should do it, the recording, and then follow along doing it that way by pausing and doing it that way.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen those virtual classes, so I'm kind of curious about like how effective they are. So it's good to hear like what students are saying.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I didn't find it that effective. I mean, I prefer to work with a video that's already pre-recorded as opposed to a student's live class, because then I can go at my pace. Because sometimes I want to go faster, sometimes I want to go slower, and that way I can pace it myself. Then you also have that benefit, of course, that like if something crazy comes up, like my dog loses his mind or my kid needs something, I can pause and just go away for a minute. So I prefer to do them like on my own, but everybody has their own style.
Yeah, I'm more like you. I want to do it on my own. I'm thinking maybe stop doing the live classes. Maybe it's just putting too much intense pressure on me.
Yeah, well, try both and then just see what you like the most.
Yeah, I agree. I learned. I think I like the videos better. And that's why like with the meetups that we have on Saturdays, I'm trying to make them more like assessment focused and more like Q&A focused, because I feel like if I just do a lesson, you guys, it could be better done just by watching a video on your own rather than me having to like take everyone's time to do that. So, and do you guys want like because there's quite a few people that want me to do lessons in VR. What do you guys prefer, doing assessment in VR or lessons in VR?
Define what you mean by assessment.
So like over the week, you'll like learn new content, whether it's about like how to use the Unity interface or like how to, program using C#. And then I'll test you on those concepts using like a quiz format.
Yeah, I think I like that better. I think that would work really well.
And then see like where people made mistakes, go over those concepts in particular, take questions, and then maybe at the end do like a live demo of like a project.
Cool.
That's how I did it with my first class. That's probably going to be how I do this class as well.
I do know this from learning that they upload the tutorials from the previous day the next day. So if you miss a class, they always upload it in the course the next day. So like today's live class would be uploaded tomorrow.
Yeah, they've been behind though, because they've only released Monday so far.
Have they? Really?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but feel free not to go to the like classes, the virtual classes.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm not gonna have to do that, and maybe find some other tutorials too to help me a little bit better.
Yeah, if you want, so I'll show you another. So you guys like want to do like so you can obviously do the mods, do the programs, but there's also another there's a lot of good beginner projects in Unity. another one I was doing. Let's see, what was it? Here it is. Let me see. This is all obviously based on the amount of time you guys have, but this is another good place to find like good beginner projects. This course here called Teaching Game Development and Design. Let's see if I can find the one. Like, if you go here and then go to Project Unity Playground, that's a really cool project on how to build like a two-dimensional game in Unity, and it's geared towards beginners.
Unfortunately, I play around in 3D. Because the programs I use are 3D, unfortunately. From a machinima background, actually. So I use the Movies game, use a Movie Zoo, which is based on the Unreal Engine.
Oh, okay.
So you see kind of where I'm in that. And then Unity,
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn it. I'm kind of backwards in that.
Right. Well, there's one other project that's also cool here. It might be a little advanced. This project I also did was Creator Unity Puzzle. That's like a 3D beginner tutorial as well.
Okay.
Looking at 3D puzzle. That's a really good project. It's probably my second favorite project in this course.
Okay. Thank you.
No. And what are you guys looking to get out of the course? Are you guys trying to like build side projects? Is this like relevant to your profession? Like, yeah, what are you guys looking to get out of it?
I'm interested in VR animation or 360 videos or making interactive content. Like if you took a character and interacted with that character or that world. Not like necessarily a game.
And were you there for the announcement?
Yes.
Oh, Zeke, you still there?
Yes. Yes. I was there for the announcement.
Yeah, because
This
like
is for
after
building
I was gonna say after this we're gonna move into Altspace world building, like VR building worlds in Altspace, and then eventually we're gonna go to just like full on VR dev.
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying my best to stick to it.
Hopefully it doesn't scare you off the first course. What about you guys? What are you guys looking to do with, like, why are you guys taking this course?
So my end goal is to build a virtual reality classroom in Altspace that I can teach university courses in. Because I've got approval from my university to port whole courses into VR. And so I'm making a new course for the university that I'm a professor at, and I'm going to put it into Altspace and teach it entirely in that environment. That's the plan. And I have a course development team at the university that's working with me. It was actually fun. We had our first meeting in Altspace yesterday. So
That's
so
awesome.
that's what I'm doing. I'm working on a big project. This for me is a multi-year, long-term thing where I want to become a big part of Altspace and using Unity then to help that. I want to start a show in Altspace as well, a weekly talk show on the topics that the course will ultimately be on. So as I develop the course content, I can practice it in a talk show. So I want to make an environment for the show. I need to make classrooms. I want to use Unity, hopefully, to make the classrooms more interactive, like make interactive whiteboards and things like that that can be used in the classrooms. So that's my focus is all teaching, and using this as the tool to teach in.
This is
Curiosity.
the
What subject matter do you teach? Because I teach civil engineering, and that's why I'm in here also.
Yeah, I'm pretty
wow.
different. I'm in the Department of Psychology, but I do human perception research. So my area is into how we see and perceive worlds and environments and spaces and how our brain learns those. And so that's what my whole career has been on. And then I moved into VR. So I do VR research now. So I do like nature therapy with virtual
Right.
reality. And one of my other colleagues who's part of my team, she is actually looking at how people perceive porn in virtual reality.
Oh god.
So
Did you guys?
so
ever,
I do VR research, and now I'm doing a VR course. And then the course that I'm going to teach is all about like the psychology of technology. So artificial intelligence and transhumanism and all that kind of stuff, like the psychology of that stuff, is what the course will ultimately be about.
No,
I've
that's
been
huge.
looking at transhuman.
In terms of the stuff, when did you jump into VR out of curiosity?
For me,
Yeah, how long ago?
well, when the consumer level products came on the market, so when the Vive came out and Oculus first came out, so what's that, 4 years ago, something like that?
Right.
That's when I got involved, because that for me, I was a perception researcher, and I saw VR as an opportunity to start presenting my research stimuli in an immersive environment. And then I got so hooked on VR, I just switched all my research over to VR.
No, the reason for the question, it's been fascinating. Back in 2002, I jumped into Second Life.
Mhm.
Back in Second Life before it was what it was today.
Yeah,
And there was a huge push back then from the educational standpoint to develop stuff in Second Life. So I was really into it. We were building. It was awesome. But some of the most fascinating islands in Second Life at that time, back when it was real, was some of the psychology sims from UC Berkeley and those places. I mean, I went to one that was just completely freaky that taught you what it felt like to be schizophrenic.
oh,
And you actually got to experience what it was like to be have schizophrenia. And it was just mind-blowing how effective that was on a person. But yeah, all that psychology and stuff, I'm just fascinated by that because, like I said, we were dealing with that back in 2004, 2005, and it's amazingly powerful. And when the feds came in and busted the Linden Labs and took away the Linden as currency, and the whole thing fell apart back, what was that, 06?
yeah, something like that.
07? Yeah, but we lost a lot of that side stuff like you're talking about.
Right.
That was amazing in terms of how you could actually deliver stuff to people outside, because a lot of people were making the mistake in Second Life of trying to duplicate the real world, where actually what was happening, the powerful stuff is what you were talking about in terms of doing stuff that wasn't real world.
Right.
Because there was so much more you could do from a psychological standpoint than you can do actually in real life.
Yeah, it's a
That's amazing.
fascinating field to work in. It's so much fun. Like just working in a lab is fun to go into every day. Well, we're not going into the lab at all these days. So.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
But so it's funny because I started this project about in the fall, and I spent the fall semester developing all the content for my new course, like what the topics were all going to be, and doing all the background reading and everything. But now all of a sudden, surprise, surprise, my university is even more interested in this with what's going on with COVID-19, right?
Oh yeah.
My dean is all like, "Oh, hey, what are you working on there?" Because our entire university went from an in-class university, and in 1 week reported the whole university over to online when everybody shut down last week.
Yep.
And we moved our whole university online. It was crazy, but they did it. It
Yeah,
was
we did the
impressive.
exact same thing.
Yeah, I think a
Yeah.
lot of universities did
It's-
all over.
It's been the most chaotic and coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I agree. That's
Both
exactly
at
how
the
I
same
feel.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. I was so impressed with all the people I work with, how good a job they did, how they were able to even do it. Like it just blew me away. I'm on sabbatical right now, so I didn't have any classes, so it was a lot easier for me, you know?
That's cool. No, we've been trying to get a lot of people that were too afraid to use a computer
Right.
as faculty members actually into this space.
Right.
And so we've been running Zoom help desks for, and the worst part is I know how to use Zoom because we've been doing it for a long time, teaching what we call Nodally, but same exact concept of what we're doing now. But we have so many faculty members that are just scared of technology.
Yeah, we do too.
And so it's been fun watching them evolve from where they're at.
Yeah, some of them kicking and screaming.
Exactly. But they're still evolving.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's a good part. But if you ever need help on your stuff, just let me know.
Yeah, that's great.
Because there's a lot of background stuff from 04, 05, 06 that I think you might find useful.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
As we diverge off.
Yeah. Kind of into-
Sorry about that.
No, it's all
Which, by
good.
the way, Nicholas, one of the things I want to learn maybe from you or from somebody else at some point, how to do all this stuff, like how to do the questionnaires during class and like get the results back up. I not right now, obviously, but that's another type of thing, because I also need to work on all these presentation skills. So I've been going to all these seminars on like how to present and, trying to learn all that stuff as well. It's a whole new world for me. It's super exciting.
Actually, Nicholas, speaking of that, is there a way, I know you're probably swamped also, but I know that the two of us aren't the only two faculty members that are trying to get into this alt space environment. But like I said, it's completely different from Prim building in Second Life that I'm used to. And so do you think we could have a 2-day crash course or a 3-day crash course where we learn, even if we just ask you, okay, how do you do that? And you say, okay, this is how you do it. Would you be up for that?
I think what we could do is like maybe we have an event, because I've done a teaching in VR event talking about a few of these things. So first thing, which I think is the easiest thing, is I could send you guys a recording to that. I kind of talk about some of the things like how to add buttons, what are the other things? Buttons like that, how to send out links. So I'll first send you guys that video. I'll post it on the Discord. And then if there's enough interest, I'll do like a 1-hour event and kind of do the similar thing and see what happens from there.
That'd be awesome, because like I said, right now with the end of the semester coming, we have to, we're just finishing up the end of the semester, but it doesn't look like, even with our best hopes, that we're going to be fully back in 3 weeks when our semester ends or our next one begins. So having this medium allowing us to do something else, because Zoom is the platform we're using right now, and it's a great platform. It really is. But you still don't have that feeling of connectedness that you do inside a VR classroom. And that, even though we look cartoonish in a sense, that you still get that feeling of connectedness when you have 8 or 10 or 12 students around the table talking as if we did back when we were face-to-face live.
Yeah.
And so being able to get this up in the next 3 weeks, I know your timetable here for this class is a couple months, but being able to do that in like 2 or 3 weeks and have something usable for our administration to say, yeah, that's really cool. We need to go that way. I think there's going to be a lot of funds coming in and could really build out that space.
Yeah, I think Altspace realized that too.
Yeah. Well, I see long term. I mean, it doesn't take too much of a vision to see, well, if I'm building a classroom to teach university courses, why don't I just scale that up and build a whole university, right? Like my university could have its live real university and then its Altspace university, and you could just hire professors to teach classes in Altspace, and you could run part of your university in Altspace, right? I could have Mount Royal University in Altspace.
Right.
It's just vision, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want to get with you later on, because we ran into problems because we were doing that back in 2004.
Yeah.
And I'll show you some of the things that we ran into that screwed up a lot of that concept of what should have been that never developed. And the power is there for it. You're absolutely right. It's just a matter of finding it.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, what were you going to say?
Any Altspace introduction courses or the world building in Altspace courses?
Sorry, I missed the very beginning of that.
Have you gone to any of the introduction to Altspace or the world building in Altspace courses that they have here? Yeah,
I've been to. That's what I went to first to just sort of learn how to world build, and then I went into world and just started building them. It's super easy. I built big islands and all kinds of things, and it's really fun. Yeah. It's like super addictive. You can spend hours and hours and hours just building and building. And that's why I think Unity will be even better, because I can build even more complicated stuff.
Yeah, did you have any issues with building within Altspace in the world builder that things were very blocky and kind of difficult to put together? Because that was something I really is an issue when you're trying to make a clear cut, such as like a brick and mortar building. It was a lot more difficult within Altspace to do that with a headset versus in a Unity platform.
Yeah,
which is something I really want to learn how to do.
Yeah, I found the same thing, and I think it's just the interface. Like I use the Adobe Creative Suite a lot, And so I'm used to like Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop and that. And it feels like I want those tools in AltSpace World Builder. Like grouping objects would be so handy if you had a bunch and then you could just grab them and group them together so they all move together. Like features that they have in those types of software platforms would be super useful in AltSpace. You know, aligning, like I can put 4 objects on a line on a page in Adobe Illustrator. I can grab them all and go align down the center and it'll align them all for me. Like features like that would be amazing in AltSpace World Builder. And I don't know, are those the way you build in Unity? Because I haven't worked in Unity yet. I'm just learning it.
Yeah, those features are definitely available in Unity. Aligning objects, stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Oh, just a side question on basic building, because I've only been in AltSpace for 2 days now, 3 days, something. It seems like forever. But in terms of the cube, say the basic cube generation, is there a way beside I can move the cube X, Y, and Z? I can change the rotation in the X, Y, and Z axis. I can scale it, but it doesn't look like I can change that cube into a rectangular slab.
No.
Nope, you can't.
Nope.
Okay, so I've been trying for the life of me to try to figure out how to change that param and do that stuff. And
You do in Unity.
Be able to
That's what I was going to say. My guess is
That's why I
Unity.
came here. That's exactly what I jumped over.
Yeah.
Yeah, Unity
Cool.
have way more freedom. And so this is another thing is like I've been doing AltSpace for a while, and AltSpace is cool, but there's like, have you guys heard of VR chat?
Yeah. I haven't been in
Like-
it yet.
Yeah, so it's more like, again, it's like not for this use case at all, but their world building platform is like much more robust and much more freeing. So like AltSpace is a good starting point because AltSpace you're actually pretty limited in terms of world building because they don't allow you to program like script, but VR chat does. So I was hoping like we start in AltSpace, kind of build the basics of like animations, particle effects, and then we want to build like our own real experiences. Then we move to VR chat.
Right. I have a limitation, right? Because I'm going to use it as a university course. I have to factor in a whole bunch of other things like
Oh, right.
the security of the user interface and the usability of like people being able to come in and set up their own avatars. And is there a large social community that my students could join if they joined that space? You know, there's a lot of other factors. And that's why I've got actually, like I'm the professor on this and I've got another professor working with me, but we've got people on our team that have different expertise. So I've got a person who's an emerging technology expert on my team that works at our university. And I've got another guy who's our librarian, and he's the expert in all things student affairs, you know? So I assembled a team because I just can't manage all those components at the same time. But he felt that AltSpace provided a stable and safe and reliable environment for our students. And that was what was important in selecting AltSpace for us. And yeah, it limits us a little bit more, but again, with what I'm doing, I maybe don't need quite as much. I mean, I'm not building a giant complex first-person shooter video game here. I'm just building classrooms. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's a
For
compromise.
me personally, I prefer to have the limitation because it means I can think how if I can't do a certain thing, I can be creative in how to work around that or create a new idea around that rather than having everything given to me.
Right.
Even the software I use is very limited and I have to kind of work around. There's some ideas I have to throw out because it just won't work with it. But having that limitation creates good problem solving for me to help build on like, okay, I can't do that. So the story changes to this and it turns out better than what I imagined it would be.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicholas,
Part of the fun of this is
Sometimes-
problems.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
In terms of VR worlds, besides VR chat, where else do you see university level instructors trying to establish a presence in the VR world?
Yeah, so VR chat, you're not, like VR chat is awesome, I love it, but it's not for education or even for events. So I wouldn't recommend that for there. I mean, the only other one is Engage. Have you heard of Engage?
Yes.
Yeah,
I know
so
one
Engage,
other one.
oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Called Verbella Open Campus.
Oh, what's that? I never heard of that one.
I haven't heard of that one. What's that one?
I'm not entirely sure.
I can pull it up real quick. You know how to spell it?
VIR Bella.
VIR. Future of work. Is this it? I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, looks like it.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Oh, there are a lot of ones, yeah. If we're talking about like, yeah, kind of enterprise ones, yeah, there's quite a few.
Are these just the old OpenSim takeoffs from Second Life then?
And this one's VR, right, Zeke?
I don't know if it's VR or not. So
Yeah, but this one, yeah. So like this one's probably a high quality one. There's there's a lot of kind of small companies that do stuff like this. Like Roomy is another prominent one. Meet in VR, but like for university, if you're a university professor and you don't have to care about like getting students from outside and promotion, Engage is probably your best bet. But there's still things that Altspace does better than Engage.
Right.
Like what?
Like Altspace, you could hold 80 users. Engage, you could probably hold about like 50. And then on Engage, you have to pay for stuff. So that's why I don't like it.
And that's why I didn't choose.
That's a good point.
That's the main reason, honestly.
I'm a university professor. We have no money.
Right.
If it's free, it's good.
Yeah. And the same thing, it's got to be free for my students too. Like I can't have my students have to pay. I don't want my students to have to pay for a subscription just to attend my course. You know, I'm already telling them the plan in the long run is that they won't have a textbook. So textbooks are stupidly expensive. A VR headset, even a low grade one, will do the job, and it costs about the same as a textbook these days. So.
yeah, I hope Altspace doesn't go that direction. Subscription
Which
for
direction?
events.
Oh,
No, I don't think so. That doesn't
No,
seem to be.
Microsoft won't.
Yeah.
Oh, you're speaking about whiteboards. I was
Mhm.
in another meeting last night with Steven. I don't know who Steven is. You might know him, Nicholas. Some dude from the gold band person. You know, the people that have the gold around.
Oh,
their
yeah,
necks.
yeah. Okay, I know him.
So, Steven, he was talking about how they almost came out a week ago with the interactive whiteboard with the pen feature.
Right.
And it had some glitches on it that they wanted to hold off. And the person that's doing it just went on maternity leave. So they're hoping to get that out in a month or two. So we should have an interactive whiteboard soon,
That'd be cool.
which will be cool.
Let
You know
me,
what'd be
go ahead, yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, you know, it'd be great, and I don't know if this one will do that, but I was really hoping to have one that, like, you could write on it, you could draw pictures on it and stuff, and then there was some way you could click on it and save whatever you had on there as like a JPEG image or something, so that you could store what was on your whiteboard, so my students could work on something and then actually save their work in a way.
You could do that right now with just Snippet,
Oh yeah.
where you snippet the screen.
Oh yeah. I guess
So
we
you
do it
just
that
zoom
way.
in with your
Yeah.
browser. You have somebody in a PC mode, like a robot,
Yeah.
and just have them up at the whiteboard and then just snippet that screen
Yeah.
off the PC.
Yeah, I can do that. Like I said, I'm always thinking about there's this one level of what I know I'll be able to do, and there's this other level that I have to have the whole thing running so what my students will be able to do. You know, it has to be
Exactly.
super simple and user friendly for them. But that's what thing will develop that over time, right? And until we get the whole thing running the way we want it.
Well, let me show you one last thing, because you can actually draw in Altspace right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show
Oh,
you.
that's interesting.
I'll show you how to do it. If this world, so I'll drop a portal right now.
I can hear him.
I suck at these, by the way.
There we go.
Oh wait, let me get my right there. All right. I'll do this and then I'm gonna go eat dinner. So I'll see you guys in there.
Nicholas.
And again, I didn't go.
I don't. You could possibly fall off. I'm not sure. This world's unstable at this point. All right, don't. All right, everyone's in.
Hey,
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Don't walk off the.
Now I can.
no, I
I
won't.
couldn't hear you earlier.
Wait, that's so strange. You guys can't. You guys just see blue around you, right?
Yeah.
Or
Well, and the word resistor and transistor, and another pad way over there, the same color.
that is so.
I see blocks and everything.
Hard drive, RAM.
Yep.
I see
Where
it's
side
loaded
is
words.
it?
You see words, right?
I see 4 words: resistor, transistor, hard drive, and RAM.
That's so weird. Let me. show
And
you
we're
again.
on
Hey,
pink boards.
Yeah, and some more pink boards.
let me
A bunch
show
of
you
blocks, I see.
How far away is that one? Can I teleport over there?
No, don't. You might. Fall
I'm
off.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. I don't want to like fall.
I went to the gigantic PC one.
This is
Oh,
that
yeah?
one.
You
This
Oh, is it?
that one. Look,
I haven't been to many of these because I've been focused on what I've been doing my stuff. I haven't played around too much.
look at the
Hey.
screen behind you. This is
We
what
got a
I
browser
know I
now.
see.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
weird.
can fly around here and
okay? That's
This
what
is
you're
that-
seeing.
But it's just that it's outdated, so that's why you guys can't see it. Anyways, oh shoot, where did he go? I'll show you guys how to draw. I think this is a world that'll allow it. So let me just check real quick. So usually you go to menu, settings, items. There we go. Yes, I have it. Okay, cool. Check this out. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can draw in 3 dimensions. And then you could like move your drawing too, like let me see.
Well, technically, you're drawing 2D on a 3D dimension.
No, but look, it's 3D. Like, come look at the side.
Yeah, yeah. It's backwards for me. Like
Right.
your numbers are backwards.
Oh wow!
Hey, look. You can.
And I can move it.
Yeah, there you go. Cool.
So
Where did you?
yeah,
Sorry, where did you find that?
yeah. So right now, I would have to add you guys, but whenever you're the admin in your own world, like
Yeah.
you make a new world, you should be able to go to menu. Like I'll show it on the big screen. If you look at the big screen behind you,
Yeah, I think I get the
Be able to
idea
go-
already. Yeah.
yeah, just go to menu, go to settings, go to items, and then go to pen. And then you spawn
Okay.
a pen. Now my pen's here. I don't know if that works with PC, but that's how you get the pen out.
Yeah.
Oh look, there I am.
I think I get the gist of it.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to show you guys what's possible.
Yeah, that's cool. That'll actually be really useful.
Can you pick it up?
Nope.
I think it's maybe a permissions thing.
Yeah, I probably don't have permission.
All right, guys.
No. It
Oh,
points
okay.
at it. Like it recognizes it's there, but it won't actually let me grab it.
Yeah, but whenever you guys make a world, you should be able to do it as long as it's not like a template world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll try it out. It'll be cool.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna eat some dinner, but I'll see you guys hopefully Saturday for our first like actual meetup.
Yep.
Just make sure you get the assignment done and have fun with some of the mods.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Nicholas.
All
This
right.
is great.
Thank you.
This is gonna be awesome.
All right, guys. See ya.
Have a good one.
night.
See ya.
No, I didn't. Look, I'm flying, so I didn't even fall.